was one of your themes, the steel sector and the growth over there. The other theme that you've spoken about lately is the way personal credit could grow over the next 2 to 3 years, and that could be a big value sector to look at. We have a couple of big companies there like Bajaj Finance, some of the smaller ones like Shriram City Union. So we've invited the management of Shriram City Union, but before that, can you just briefly lay the groundwork for why you like this sector?
Right. So, see, India has been stuck in a vicious cycle where there is a lot of demand at the lower end of the spectrum. So because 70% of our non-agri employment is in enterprises with less than 5 people, and they cannot afford to borrow, say, 20 lakh, 30 lakh, 1 crore rupees. Whereas the way our lending system was structured, because if you're doing manual credit evaluation, as I said, cash disbursement and cash collections, the cost of doing that was so high and it was so hard to scale up that people weren't used to giving 20, 30 lakh rupee loans. And what technology is now allowing you to do as a company is scale a business which lends at much smaller ticket sizes than what we were used to, and that opens up a whole host of new opportunities. And I think the company that we have next is something that is a company that focuses especially on that system, on that ecosystem.
Okay, then let's get Mr. Y.S. Chakravarti, the Executive Director and COO of Shriram City Union Finance, into the conversation. Mr. Chakravarti, good morning. Thanks a lot for joining us. Tell us if this is this kind of analytics and data mining is now being done in your company, and therefore, what kind of loan growth do you see for this and the next year?
Morning, Lata. Thank you, Nilkant, for supporting us on that. As you know, Shriram City, we are predominantly into MSME funding and two-wheeler funding. Using this customer base, where two-wheeler ticket size is about 40,000 rupees, and my MSME ticket size is about 8 lakhs. So when you look at this, the number of customers that we service on a year is close to 1 million customers. So, which is actually the point that Nilkant made, small ticket, where they need a lot of money, just not for the purchase of the vehicle, but also for probably personal use or small businesses, where they need monies from, say, ranging from 50,000 to a lakh. So we are using this data in mining this and then lending onwards. Basically, our personal loan portfolio, if you look at it, has grown by about close to 40% last year. So our personal loan ticket sizes are less than 1 lakh. That means there is a lot of potential for the small ticket, provided you have the network and the mechanism to service these customers.
Okay.
And if I may,
going forward, we are also looking at. Sorry. Yeah.
No, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
No. It's okay. I was just saying that going ahead, we were looking at mining the data where we have actually funded close to 5 million two-wheelers. This is the data that we are looking at mining and working on this data for small ticket personal loans and business loans.
Right. And so is there also an improvement? Because, in my understanding, there is a big logistical cost in issuing cash-based loans, because someone borrows from you, you have to give them cash, and then they also repay through installments and the interest through cash. Now, given that we moved to a system where almost everyone has a bank account, and it is now possible, I realize there is a cultural shift that is also needed to get the borrowers to keep sufficient money in their accounts so EMI can work. But is that also bringing down your logistics costs, the cost of operations for some of these loans?
Let me correct you a little bit here. Except for gold loans, none of the other loans were disbursed in cash by the company, right from day one. Okay. So all the personal loans are always disbursed through a bank account to a customer, and yes, we have about 30-35% of personal loan that's comes in cash, but that's coming down steadily because we are now moved to that ACH mode, which is making life easier for people like us.
Correct.
So the cash disbursement is only in gold loans, and even now it's only up to 20,000. So rest of all the disbursements happen only through a check.
Understand. And does that bring down your cost of operation? So, operation cost as a percentage of the loan disbursed. I mean, is it something that is allowing you to get to smaller ticket sizes over time?
That's right. See, our personal loan starts from as small as 25,000 rupees and stops at 1 lakh. So these efficiencies actually are helping us to reach out into we are predominantly in tier 2, tier 3 towns. So that's where we are able to leverage on this, and the efficiencies are coming in.
Okay. Well, Mr. Chakravarti, therefore, just as a final question, what do you see as a trend growth in loans, in personal loans, and a trend improvement in margins because your efficiencies are now there?
See, I think the trend is definitely, I definitely see an upward curve on the disbursement of personal loans. Probably this is also coming in because we have started on a big way on the analytics side, where we are using our existing database to actually lend to an existing customer. So the focus there, I think, is what is helping us in seeing the upward curve. As far as operational efficiencies is concerned, we are steadily bringing down the operational expenses because of the banking move to collection through the banking channels. We are seeing that the same effect in both our core products, our SME and two-wheeler both, because of the efficiencies in the banking channel that has been built up by now.
Okay, Mr. Chakravarti, thank you for stopping by and speaking with us on the growth that you see as far as the sector is concerned. The 40% growth is what we saw last year in the personal loan portfolio, and things could continue to look upwards in FY18 as well.